All right, good morning. How is everyone? Woo, all right. My name is Lauren Kolb. I'm an agricultural program manager for the City of Boulder's Open Space and Mountain Parks Department. I would love to welcome you to the 10th Soil Revolution Conference. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'd also like to thank the Boulder GACC, our gracious host since 2018, for allowing us to use this beautiful venue to gather. And I'd also like to welcome the folks joining us virtually. Thank you. Thank you for watching. We're so glad you can make it. So before we start today's program, we are going to hear from Louis Tallbull and Esther Perez. They're going to do a Land Acknowledgement and Blessing for us. Louis Tallbull is a proud member of the Cheyenne and Arapaho tribes of Oklahoma. He is deeply committed to the restoration of bison as a symbol of cultural survival and ecological balance. He works to reconnect indigenous communities with the sacred buffalo through conservation, education, and ceremonial practices. Esther Perez is a native Mexican woman dedicated to restoring traditional lifeways and reconnecting indigenous people with their ancestral roots. Her passion lies in uplifting indigenous voices, honoring the wisdom of her ancestors, and fostering a future where Native traditions thrive once again. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hello, good morning. Is this thing on? There we go. Good morning. My name is Esther Perez. I am an indigenous Mexican woman from the Mexica tribe. Along with my husband, Louis Tallbull, we run an organization called Sacred Return. With this organization, our goal is to help indigenous people reconnect with their traditions through the revival of traditional ceremonies as well as bison restoration. And with us today, we brought our daughter. She is 6 weeks. She's in her cradle board that her father made her. Her name is Wokpe Carmen Tallbull. And the three of us are here today to do a land blessing and land honoring for your conference, and we're very grateful to be able to do this for you guys today.
Take care of her. Ahu, mitakoyasin, pewat wona, pewat swoons matsis, wo hot dom. Hasta nahin, naheshavet, na tistista. I'd like to, say good morning to each and every one of you, mitakoyas, and all my relatives. We are all related. There's an interconnectedness, there's an understanding of this water, this mani wakan, this sacred water and its life. There's a spirit, it's alive. So we want to acknowledge that water. And it's our first medicine, and we want it to stay pure and medicinal, so we want to pray and think about its livelihood, its well-being. And then there's water protectors that out there, so we want to think of all those water protectors that are on the front lines fighting the good fight, okay? Praying for their homes and their families, because 7 generations back, we're healing. 7 generations back, and 7 generations ahead. Everything that we're doing right now is going to affect us 7 generations down the line. And you're just a speck in time, So we want to think of future generations. So we want to think about that water. And then at that same time, these pate oyate, these hissevon, these hotowa ihastan, these bison, these 4-legged, these buffalo. We want to think of wherever they might find themselves this morning, the grandpa and grandma bison, they have grandchildren. So we want to think of them, and maybe some bison rancher out there trying to bring them back, so we want to pray for him and pray for all those ones working with the buffalo, trying to bring them back, wherever they might find themselves this morning. I pray that these bison are feeling good and well taken care of, And then Unchimaka, there's Mother Earth. We want to think of her, acknowledge her. Mother Earth, the way she might have a fever, so we want to pray for her health and her happiness like that. For generations upon generations, she endures. She's going to endure and she's going to heal, and together all these things are going to heal. The bison's going to heal the land. When the land heals, us as a people heal. And then Pejuta waka, this mata, these sacred herbs, that we hold so dear to our hearts, and we pray with, we utilize them like that, and they're being destroyed. They're being uprooted. The land where they reside, the land where this medicine resides, is being destroyed. So we want to pray for those tribes and those villages and those regular human beings, those two-legged, just like you and me. They're out there fighting the good fight, trying to protect these medicines, trying to protect this land from being uprooted, trying to protect this medicine from being destroyed, so that generations upon generations can partake in those sacred herbs and those sacred medicines and be able to heal ourselves without these. It's not medicine, when it comes in a capsule in a different color like that, and the different white pills and all this stuff that's destroying our young people, So we want to keep them away from that medicine, and we want our children to have a relationship with all of these elements. When I talk about rocks, we're talking about all minerals. When we talk about these herbs, we want them to have a familiarity, a relationship, be able to identify which plants are good and which plants are not good. At the same time, there's medicine in everything that we're doing. If you're helping to restore this land, if you're helping to keep it pure and keep it sacred, you're doing the good work and you're on our side, because we have a common enemy. And we just want to acknowledge all these things because of these bison people, these bison nation. They were destroyed and they were put through a genocide. With every dead buffalo was a dead Indian. The only good Indian was a dead Indian, So we want to acknowledge all these things. I want my daughter here to understand who she is. We have language, we have ceremonial ways, traditions, culture. We have these things. And we come from this. This is where we come from. Ancient burial grounds, ancient Cheyenne burial grounds, ancient Cheyenne Arapaho burial grounds, Mountain Ute, Southern Ute, Kiowa, Comanche, Mexica, Sand Creek. I want to mention Sand Creek. All my relatives that were murdered. The land was stolen. It was armed robbery. It was okay to kill an Indian and take his property. So we just want to acknowledge all these things so that we can have an understanding of where we come from, so that moving forward, it's like an arrow of positivity. We want to shoot an arrow of positivity. And arrows don't look back. We just want to move forward in a good way. Can everyone see me? It feels good to be seen. They don't want me to wear my hair long. They don't want me to wear my furs or carry my buffalo robe everywhere I go. I don't know why they wanted to take those things from us. But I'm doing my best to hold on to them, and we travel a lot, and I really want to honor my wife here, Esther Perez, for all that she puts up with, carrying around some of my stinky bison robe all the time, It's hard. But I can't, sometimes I can't understand how my ancestors did it, How did they do it, They carried all their entire life on their back. Everything they own, they carried on their back, or on the dog's back, or on our horse's back, like that. So here at Sacred Return, we just encourage health and happiness and togetherness for our people. So I want there to be an understanding that we are all relatives. We are all related. There's an interconnectedness, a spider web underneath the universe, these stars, because we're star people. We come from, I was told, when we make our journey back to the happy hunting grounds, we go back to that star nation, that star people where we come from. So really appreciate you guys giving us the moment to, we just want to encourage and uplift, you know. We don't, this is not a performance. I want to share what I've embraced, my own identity, because I've came this close to losing it. Came this close to losing everything. My language, my culture, the way we carry ourselves, the way we conduct ourselves, the way we think. Pollution begins in the mind. So I just want to encourage good things for each and every one of us. And maybe you get home and find your lodge is better than what you left them. Maybe there's some good news waiting for you back home. I pray that we can work together to restore the land. I pray that we can work together to help keep that water pure and bring back these bison, these pateoi ate, you know. So I wanted to share some of our herb with you, you know, some of our herbs here. We got sweetgrass, you know, so we wanted to just share some of that, the essence. There's vibrational energy emanating from all of these objects that we have up here. It's not just a skull. It's more than that. Its spirit stays with us. You know, I let everyone know that, yeah, I get up every morning, I put my boots on, you know, but at the same time, I think these bison are helping me out. I didn't even know, but these bison were with me the whole time. They've been in front of me, guiding me the whole time. So I just want to honor these buffalo too. I want to honor these bison. Must be pretty cool to had to name them 3 times, you know? That's how badass they are. So these bison, you know, that's our prayer, that we restore them and they come back, because they're medicine. They're medicine for our people. You know, and without it, you know, we've suffered from so much sickness, diabetes, you know, obesity, drugs and alcohol, depression. So we're trying to bring back these bison to our people, even our urban natives. We have a lot of city natives that once they left the reservation during that Indian Relocation Act, you know, trying to separate them, assimilate them, and then they can't even eat bison anymore. They rather have chicken tenders. So we want to help our people heal and understand that we can heal ourselves. It's just going to take hard work and encouragement, you know. So just encourage one another, you all. Uplift one another. Look out for one another. That's how Grandpa said. And stay swift. Stay swift. We're all related.